Ladies and gentlemen, Tesla earnings. Is Amazon ready to split? And Newsbeat Live does love India. We're going to share our charity today. Did you make the biggest mistake of your life? And is it not too late to fix it? I am Mark Melnick. This is the Newsbeat Show. The following Newsbeat Show is brought to you by T3 Live. Kindly read this in its entirety and agree to everything that you have actually read in this very lovely written lawyer disclaimer. Thanks, guys. Tesla comes out. They report today. How are they doing? Well, let's go ahead and take a look. These are obviously some crazy prints. The stock is trading at 720.75 right now. Let's just go ahead and talk about what has happened here with the old Tesla. All right. So with Tesla, they announced 93 cents a share. That beats the 79 cents expected, 10.39 billion ahead of the 10.29 billion expected. Tesla saying in the first quarter, we achieved our highest ever vehicle production and deliveries. This was in spite of multiple challenges, including seasonality, supply chain instability, and the transition to the new Model S and X. They say their GAAP income reached 438 million and their non-GAAP net income surpassed $1 billion in the first time in our history. The average cost of the reduced mix of Model S and Model X, the average cost of the car declined to below 38,000 a vehicle. And what you basically see here in Tesla is it's opening up its market based on affordability. You see, when you drive a Ferrari, there's a certain group of people, a certain wealth class who can afford it, who goes for it, and everybody else is left out. The funny thing is what happened with Maserati is you used to never be able, 6, 7, 8 years ago, you'd never see a Maserati on the road. Maybe one of them, and you're like, holy shit, that's a Maserati now. It's like 1 in 5 households have a Maserati because they cheapen the car and they reduce the price. Cheapen it meaning reducing the price. So Tesla is really doing the same thing here. I think that's genius because what you're going to run into eventually as this declines is you're going to run into people who are buying Fords, Toyotas, Hondas who might eventually just go for a Tesla. So they beat across the board. They say the first deliveries of the Model S should start very shortly. The Model Y production rate in Shanghai continues to improve quickly. And the two new factories in Berlin and Texas are making progress. They see they're backing their view for 2021 growth in vehicle deliveries above 50%. Tesla CEO says Elon Musk says it's the best ever seen. They're happy. They're mostly out of supply chain shortage problems, and we pretty much know what's going to happen with this company, and that is of course, with all the United States incentives to start giving them all these tons of money. Um, they're going to have money coming out of the rear drums. Tesla CFO says they invested $1.5 billion in Bitcoin and then sold 10% of the stake. Says Bitcoin was used while looking for a place to store cash that wasn't immediately being used and preserve liquidity. Says access to cash is super important ahead of the launch of Austin and the Berlin factories. They said the use of Bitcoin has proven so far as a good decision. The funny thing I realized about all these crypto companies investing, they never say what they paid for a Bitcoin. There are Bitcoin prices in which you could buy Bitcoin and you're not too happy right now. If you bought in at 60,000, at the moment you're sitting there in the red. So, I mean, granted, one would guess because they bought Bitcoin a while ago that they're definitely up money when they announced that they're in Bitcoin. So obviously they're up money. But I find it funny how none of them say our average Bitcoin price is this. I find that funny. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. How is Tesla down when their earnings sound so good? This is what I always explain to people. Do not look at a company reporting earnings and having good numbers be the reason for a gap up or gap down. We just started our earnings list here in the Newsbeat live room. It is not a separately paid package. We're not here to nickel and dime you, and you can access it for free by being a Newsbeat live member. Next on my radar, I want to talk about definitely Newsbeat play of the day. Amazing call out here in the room today. Was Amazon. And in case you weren't watching, I was on we were on Amazon right over here, right down here, and we loaded the boat. I mean, I had my best day this year. Many people had their best day this year. I don't even want to guess how many hundreds of millions of dollars were made in this room. Who the hell knows? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was. I don't know. But pretty much, it was kind of funny because last week during the Newsbeat Live Open House, which is over already, we were making a joke about Amazon splitting. Like, oh man, imagine Amazon announced a split. So what happens is our man, Charlie Gasparino came out and basically to the point said that traders were telling him that Amazon was going to split by earnings. And in case you don't know Charlie Gasparino, here is the man. Here is the man. Charlie Gasparino literally today moved the entire market. He tweeted at Charlie Gasparino just literally by talking about Amazon right over here. And we had a great heads up in the Newsbeat live room from it. Shot up. Look at what the triple Qs did exactly at that moment. So again, Amazon started going up right here by like 130. Um, Look at what some of the other names, look at what the Qs did after 130. Bottom for the whole day. See that? Look at what the spiders did after 130. Bottom for the whole, that was it. Just went up from there. Kind of incredible. And if you even look at Amazon right now, you could see the stock is up, over 20 points after hours. You see. See, what you don't realize is what T3 actually did for you last week. This is where you screwed up, and I'm going to show you that it's not too late to get right back on the right track. We're going to have a charity run. T3 Live literally did its best to change your life as a trader. The majority of you come. We have by far the largest open houses here in the Newsbeat live room. And some of you, for whatever reason, either didn't come or decided not to sign up. And all I have to say is you do end up missing out on things like Amazon, but not to worry if you missed it. Not to worry if you missed it, because it's really never too late. And I'm going to explain that to you, but first, before we get into that, we're running something for a charity here for COVID oxygen concentrators. In case you didn't know, India has 300,000 people. They're crossing 300,000 people with new COVID cases every day. It's the most populous country in the world. There are more people known to be living in India than China. All right. China is the second most populous country in the world. India is number one. Do you know that throughout India's history, here's an interesting fact if you're Jewish, there has never been one case of anti Semitism in India, no recorded cases of anti Semitism ever. That and suffering from COVID and needing oxygen. There's an oxygen black market right now in India. I have a lot of Indian friends, a lot of them. And there's a black market right now in India for oxygen. Could you imagine people on the black market selling oxygen tanks so people with COVID could live? So what we're trying to raise money for is literally oxygen concentrators. And yeah, it might piss off a bunch of people trying to make extra money on the black market selling oxygen to people, and it might piss them off, but we could save lives. People will die without this money. The more money we raise for this, more people will live. It's that simple. There's no easy or um, nice way to put that. You you go ahead and do that, and you'll be saving lives. If you are interested, there is a link within the description. I think it works. Hold on, just let me check in the room. Does this work? If you guys click that, do you go right to the page to donate? Yes or no? Or do you have to be like invited? It's not stupid and idiotic. You could just go there and donate. Okay, good. This is going to be the charity we donate to. Save lives. The whole mission of the Newsbeat Live Room is to help other people make money. Um, Again, there are people in this room who made a lot of money today in Amazon, myself very included. A lot of you made more money than somebody, makes for a living working in a year at a professional job. Some of you made more today in that Amazon play than most people make in a year. So this is the point where I ask you to step up now. It's a tax write-off. Take advantage of it. Let's save lives in India. Let's save people will die. People will die without oxygen concentrators. If I understand correctly, an oxygen concentrator actually makes oxygen naturally from the air around it. It takes the air around it and condenses the oxygen, concentrates the oxygen so people can breathe. People could get a lot of good use out of this. Please save lives in India. And I'll tell you, these people, they'll never know who the hell you are. They won't know you from a hole in the wall. It's a tax write-off. I know a lot of you, it's kind of funny. A lot of the issues traders were having me asking me about taxes, and I give you all the same answer. I'm not an effing accountant because traders all of a sudden they're not used to needing to go and pay taxes because they're just used to losing money and writing it off. So this is another write-off. Let's do good for the world. Remember, I said with the Newsbeat Live Room, you make money here, you do well. I'm going to come back at you and ask you to hit up a charity. I want you guys all now to go to this, and then I'm going to tell you something that you're going to want to hear of why it's not too late to do anything you want to do as a trader. So just give me a moment. I'm going to just go ahead and donate right now. One-time donation. Donated. Thank you. Take that, bitches. Smack the shit out of that charity. Boom. That was a one and done. That was a one and done. That's what that was. Okay. Let's talk about why Monica you sent me. All right, Monica sent me, and thanks, Monica. All right, it's really when you look at certain things. I know some of you are looking at Amazon. You're probably thinking like, "Oh my God, it's too late. I missed it. I missed it. Wasn't able to do whatever." It's never too late to correct our mistakes. It never is. And if we do not, we risk repeating them. It's never too late, and you're never too old to become better at anything that you want to do in your life. You see, the secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. And what I did, and even if you just came to our open house, we gave you an orientation, we probably gave you what? In the industry value, $4,000 or $5,000 worth of free education on top of an earnings program. on top of an overnight program, on top of all these things. We just dumped it onto you for free because we like to under promise and over deliver. It's never too late to be what you might have been. And I know some people get so worked up as traders, so some of you just feel like, you might have been too late to be whatever you wanted to be. And that really pisses me off because it's not true. And when you think it's too late or there's a time limit and, or whatever, and you can't change and, the rules and everything, or, you can make the best of something or the worst of something, it really irritates me because it probably means you have somebody negative in your life that influenced you or is continuing to influence you, either influenced you before or is continuing to influence you in that negative direction. For what it's worth, it's never too late or too early to be whoever you want to be. There's no time limit. Stop whenever the F you want. You can change, you can stay the same. There are no rules to the thing. We can make the best or the worst of it. I hope you make the best of it. And I hope you see things that startle you. I hope you feel things you've never felt before. I hope you meet people with a different point of view. I hope you live a life you are proud of. If you find that you're not, I hope you have the strength to start all over again, because that is what life is ultimately about, including trading. It's never too late to start again, to do whatever you wanted to do. And you see me, I'm all at the charities and helping people out and trying to do all these programs, and the 100 hours I spend a week with you guys. You cannot do a kindness too soon, for you never know how soon it will be too late. The time for your action to get to the next level of your trading is now. It's never, ever, ever too late to do anything you want to do. Change can be scary. I get it. But you know what's scarier than change? You know what's scaring you than scarier than change? I know this is going to sound effing nuts. You know what's scarier than actually changing? Allowing fear inside you to stop you from growing, evolving, and progressing as a trader. It just simply is never too late. And I just want to hammer that point inside your head so you always get it. Like, some people I just feel in this industry, they're just going down the wrong path, or the wrong road. And no matter how far you have gone down this wrong road or path, you can always just turn your ass around, just 180, and go right back and go on the right path. It's never too late to be what you might have been. But I need you to realize that. And I'll tell you, even though we do have, the biggest open houses here in T3, the largest room here in T3, the highest retention rate in T3, believe me, it's not because I am pretty to look at. Believe me, it's because lives are changing around me. Ask anybody in the room, I was practicing my scumbag smile. I wasn't able to do it well. Don't worry, I'll get there one day. You're not too old, and it's never too late to do whatever you want to do as a trader. There are people in this room in their 80s who are reinventing themselves right now. Just think about what can happen in a month if you went down the right path. Don't think only what can happen in a year from now. Just focus maybe on a day. Just focus on the 24 hours in front of you and do what you can to get where you need to be. There's going to be many chapters in your life. Don't get lost in the one you're in now. And no matter how dirty your past is, your future can still be spotless. you know. And sometimes in life, through either relationships or people you've loved, or it doesn't have to be relationships to somebody else, it could be relationships to somebody else in your family, whatever it is. How many people have heard the phrase, they say, you don't know what you've got till it's gone? How many people have heard that one before? Ever heard that one before? They say you don't know what you've got till it's gone. You want to know the truth? Want to know what I feel is the truth behind that? You knew exactly what you had. You just never thought, you just thought you'd never lose it. You knew exactly what you had, and you had an opportunity to do something amazing. And the only thing I'm committed to right now is bettering you and myself. And you will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is actually found in your daily routine. Secret of your success is actually found right through your daily routine. Never ever too late to change the course. And I'm convinced of this. I'll never meet any of those people in India, but I'm convinced of this, that good done anywhere is good done everywhere. For a change, start by speaking to people rather than walking by them like they're stones or rocks that just don't matter. As long as you are breathing, it's never too late to do something good. And that is what I've realized. You're not going to take everything that you have in this life with you into the afterlife. You're going to leave it all behind. And the only thing that people are going to remember you by is for the good you've done. Be remembered for the good you've done. I want to help you be remembered for who you are and who you became. And anything that you were in the past might have just been your story that they would make a Hollywood movie out of. Like, you know, how they have the actors and the actresses with, you know, like the struggles. I want you guys to be your own Hollywood stories where you're the hero and you win in the end. You go through, I forgot, they structure these Hollywood movies like that. You go through like a struggle, you feel for the character, and then they get to where they want to be. That's what I want for you if you are struggling now. I want you to get past that and get to where you want to be. It's not too late to build a better world for yourself. And if you could build a better world for yourself, you can build a better world for the people around you. And don't worry, I donated money on behalf of every single person watching this video right now in the room on Facebook and on YouTube at the time of, you know, filming this. I donated money on behalf of every single one of you. It's never too late to learn something new, see a perspective that hasn't been done before, or it's a lesson that's good to continue learning, that you need to treat everyone with respect and dignity because you're not better or worse than the people around you. The people around you, as if you are a guru in this industry, the people around you are like precious diamonds. You need to treat them, I was going to say like gold, but are diamonds worth more than gold? Certain diamonds are, certain aren't, I guess. You get the picture. You get the point I'm trying to make here. It's never too late to realize what is the most important thing in your life and start fighting for it today. And you know what champions do? They keep playing and they keep fighting until they get it right. It's never too early or too late to benefit yourself and the beings around you. And if you keep throwing things off and you keep trying the same shit over and over, and you refuse to let people like us in the Newsbeat live room here help you and try to figure out what you need to be, you're going to have a very tough trading career because when the market changes and all of a sudden your strategies aren't working anymore, what are you going to do then? You're going to swipe your credit card for the next training course, hoping that that's your answer? Or you're going to be surrounded by people who are trying to figure it out together, trying to figure out who's doing what right. Try to figure it out. Try to build a strategy around it. Try to share that strategy with everyone so everybody can make money around you and everybody has that chance to succeed around you. And for all those people effed up, it's never too late to apologize. It's never too late to forgive. Don't be a stubborn son of a bitch. There's certain people in this world who never are able to use the word sorry, and I cannot stand those people. I'll tell you. I grew up with some of those people. Let's put it that way, without naming names. I grew up with some of those people. There are people in this world that whenever something goes wrong, their finger comes out and they point it. They point it at somebody. It's somebody else's fault. It's just not their own fault. I'm not here to tell you what you did was stupid or bad or that you're an idiot because the truth is I don't give a shit about that. God, you know what an idiot I was and how many stupid things I've done in this world? Do I wish I could magically snap my fingers and turn around the clock and in hindsight change what I've done? No, I don't have time to sit there and worry about the past, even if I don't like what I've done. All I try to do is instead of being in sulking and sorrow or whatever, I just rather change and be a better person. And that is the true repentance. I always found it funny growing up as a kid in religion. Whether you go to confession or no matter what religion you are, you confess or you pray for forgiveness. And many religions, maybe all the religions do that, when you do those sort of things. I always found it funny because I always stopped and said, well, are you really trying to change or are you using this as an excuse to be an asshole? Is that what you're doing exactly? Is that why you're doing it? Because you're not really sorry. You're just an asshole who wants to continue doing what you're doing and hoping that you get forgiven if you apologize for it or pray for it. That's not what I'm about either. Forgiving is a very important thing. You want to be forgiven? Try to change. Even if you are unable to do it, you gave it a shot. And if you're effing up as a trader right now and you're not going where you need to go, I would like a shot at changing you. Unfortunately, you did miss a phenomenal deal. But inside the description of this video, if you have never been in this service, we have a promotional offer for people who have never been a Newsbeat Live member. You could take a look in the link. Do you want to be a happy trader? I say happy trading make money. Do you want to be a happy trader? Let go of what's gone. Be grateful for what remains and look forward to what is coming. And then, and only then, will you be able to get to the next level. I hope you guys enjoyed this Newsbeat show. Happy trading, make money. I will see you guys tomorrow morning on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.